The Earth could be much bigger than we thought. And you know what's really disturbing? I'll reveal it at the end. In recent years, there has been discussion about the Earth's actual shape, with some questioning whether it is spherical or flat. While some have suggested potential conspiracy theories exist, it's hypothesized that Earth could be much larger than we realize. The idea that only 7 continents exist seems limited. One proposal suggests Antarctica is actually a giant icy barrier hiding additional continents beyond. Hypothetically, if someone could traverse this frozen wall, they may discover 20 secret continents previously unknown. These mysterious lands have sparked ideas about prehistoric creatures, aliens, and advanced civilizations living there. Interestingly, one concept proposes the 7 continents we inhabit now are like a vast corporate farm owned and controlled by a small group of extremely wealthy families. These elites could originate from the enigmatic undiscovered continents. So, these are 2 very disturbing questions. Why do you think exploring
The Earth is a prison of the universe. It's true. This theory states that humans' true origin is not Earth, and that we are actually aliens to this planet. We come from somewhere outside of space, and have been exiled to the Earth as prisoners, as a punishment for something we did thousands of years ago. This theory gets even crazier. Scientists say that although we are the most advanced species on Earth, we are not the most suitable and compatible with the environment. Things like our inability to eat food if it's not cooked, easily being harmed by sunlight, and the fact that we have the highest disease contraction out of any species prove that we are not compatible with the Earth. This suggests that we likely came from another planet, far away from our galaxy. What do you think? There are people living inside of the Earth. It's true. New information from NASA states that there is a large ocean beneath the Earth's crust, after scientists detected movement below the surface. Around 500 miles below, a large supply of water has been found stored in a rock named ringwoodite. But it gets even crazier. Scientists say that this rock is so huge that it contains 3 times the amount of water on the Earth's surface. This causes many to believe that there is more down there than we originally thought, possibly even civilizations. While the news of this discovery was over 10 years ago, it was never talked about. Is the government hiding this information from us? What do you think?
Let's explore the layers of the Earth. The Earth's outermost layer is called the crust. It is composed of solid rock and serves as the habitat for terrestrial life forms. It is thicker in continents and thinner in the oceans. Positioned beneath the crust is the upper mantle. It is composed of solid rock materials. It exhibits plasticity, allowing for slow deformation and movement over geological timescales. Below the upper mantle is the lower mantle. It consists of dense, solid rock subjected to high pressure and temperature conditions. It contributes significantly to the Earth's internal heat budget and convective processes. Located beneath the mantle, the outer core is a liquid layer primarily composed of iron and nickel. Its dynamic motion generates Earth's magnetic field. At the Earth's center lies the inner core, a solid sphere predominantly comprised of iron and nickel. Despite extreme temperatures, it maintains its solid state due to immense pressure and acts as a structural support to our planet.
This is Earth, 4.6 billion years ago. At that time, Earth was still a small planet covered in magma, with temperatures around 5,000 degrees, making it impossible for any living creatures to exist. Around 4.5 billion years ago, Earth collided with a planet called Theia. This collision ejected materials that later reassembled to form the Moon. The birth of the moon caused significant tidal forces on Earth, slowing down its rotation and gradually reducing its temperature. 4 billion years ago, a comet carrying a large amount of water crashed into Earth. All the water within it poured down onto Earth, creating a torrential rain that lasted for 300 years. Since then, Earth underwent a dramatic transformation and became a beautiful blue ocean planet. Oceanic plants evolved photosynthesis around 3.7 billion years ago, and they rapidly thrived, continuously releasing oxygen into the atmosphere. About 1 billion years ago, the Ice Age emerged, freezing Earth for millions of years, turning it into a 10,000-year-old ice cream cone. 500 million years ago, Earth underwent significant changes during the Cambrian period, giving rise to countless species of animals and plants. 200 million years ago, dinosaurs appeared and ruled the Earth for 130 million years until 65 million years ago when a 10 km-wide asteroid collided with Earth. This event caused the extinction of 99% of species, including the dinosaurs. The first humans were born on Earth 2 million years ago. Since then, they have rapidly developed and dominated the world with their intelligence.
Our planet's year-long loop around the Sun. As it travels, it does so on a tilt of 23.5 degrees. And it is this that creates our seasons. To understand how, keep your eye on the North Pole. For half the year, it's angled away from the sun, bringing darkness and winter. For the other half, it swings towards the sun, bringing longer days. It's this annual cycle that drives the greatest movements of life on Earth.
This is the Earth 4.5 billion years ago. The Earth was just born at this time, with an average temperature of 4,000 degrees. The surface was like lava. 4.2 billion years ago, the temperature dropped to 160 degrees. A solid core of the Earth was forming. 3.8 billion years ago, average temperature 41 degrees. Since then, oceans have formed. The first life on Earth, bacteria, was born. 3.5 billion years ago, the most primitive single-celled organisms appeared in the oceans. Average temperature 30 degrees. 3.2 billion years ago, the oceans took over the entire planet. Average temperature 24 degrees. 2.9 billion years ago, the Earth had its first terrible ice age. Average temperature was 11 degrees. By 2.5 billion years ago, cyanobacteria gradually produced oxygen by photosynthesis from the sun. Average temperature 16 degrees. 2.4 billion years ago, mass extinctions began due to the inability to adapt to the presence of oxygen. Average temperature 15 degrees. 2.35 billion years ago, the average temperature plummeted to minus 24 degrees. This was the Huronian glaciation. The entire Earth was frozen into a big snowball. 2 billion years ago, eukaryotes were born in the oceans. Temperatures rose to 14 degrees. 1 billion years ago, the Rodinia supercontinent was formed. Average temperature 12 degrees. By 700 million years ago, the entire planet suddenly experienced an extremely dramatic cooling. Temperatures plummeted to minus 46 degrees. Life, which had been flourishing, ceased to exist. The Earth once again fell into a dead silence. 600 million years ago, the average temperature rose to 19 degrees. The earliest animals, sponges, appeared. 540 million years ago, the Cambrian explosion of life. Countless new plants and animals begin to awaken. Average temperature 22 degrees. 480 million years ago, the Ordovician biological extinction begins. About 85% of all species became extinct. 470 million years ago, the earliest fish began to appear. Average temperature 18 degrees C. 440 million years ago, another major biological mass extinction occurred on Earth. About 2/3 of all species were destroyed. This disaster was probably caused by the gamma-ray bursts at the time. 400 million years ago, placodermy appeared. If you go back 400 million years to Earth, you might not encounter much danger on land, but there were a lot of sea monsters living in the ocean. 360 million years ago, late in the Devonian period, there was a second great biological extinction. About 75% of all species were lost forever. 300 million years ago, the Earth had about 35 to 40% oxygen at that time. 260 million years ago, there was still only one continent on Earth. 250 million years ago, the Permian extinction event. About 90% of all marine species, and 75% of all terrestrial life, disappeared from the planet in an instant. 220 million years ago, the dinosaur empire emerged. 145 million years ago, the Pangaea began to break up. 100 million years ago, early mammals began to appear. 65 million years ago, the fifth great biological extinction began. Since then the dinosaur dynasty became history, until 5 million years ago, the ancestors of mankind finally made their appearance. This is what the Earth looks like today. Through all the hardships, the Earth is still standing. The Earth does not need human protection. To be kind to the Earth is to be kind to ourselves.